do you not think we'd sell Wembley out with Moses and Usyk? We'd sell it out 5 or 6 times over. Right this minute. Right this minute. And the pay-per-view, the viewing figures would go through the roof.
I said it on the Inside the Ring. I think him and Usyk is a competitive fight right now. And in a year, I think Itama beats him. And I don't see anybody else at heavyweight that is a better boxer with the speed, footwork, power, and ability that Moses Itama has this early, and he's still a baby. He's still, what, 21 years old? And there are guys out there, yes.
Moses potentially can be a brilliant heavyweight at 21 years old to do what he's doing now. I think potential can be brilliant. And that's not just going with the crowd. You're going on what you see, because you can always build someone up and say this kid's that gets, and people, they don't do the homework, they get sucked in. Yeah, he's brilliant, they've not even seen. I'm telling you from my opinion, from my view, I think he's a very...
Of course I would. I mean, I really, really think, you know, that's a fight that should happen. And it may get ordered. I mean, if the BA order it, if they order it, and they may order it, if they do that, then, you know, the fights and will vacates the belt. I'm sort of very careful with what I do with fighters, as you know. Yes, I would make that fight now. Styles make fights. He's got youth, he's got speed, and Alex is a great fighter. I think this young man is something.
A bit of that to him too. Not better Biev as much, but Bivol fights a little bit that way, but this is with power and speed. Bivol has a bit more volume and grace to his, but Itama has devastation and electricity behind his left hand, and then that right hook sweeps across and hits you right on top of the head. To see that in a heavyweight is so special, and this is why I call Moses Itama.
It's a young guy. We have seen these matchups in the past where an experienced vet takes on a young guy, and you can kind of damage the young guy coming up if the guy takes a bit of a beating. And right now, you'd have to say Alexander Usyk would beat Moses Itama. Moses Itama's responded. Obviously, he doesn't like...
What's the #1 heavyweight fight that you could make that would be the biggest fight for boxing fans right now, guys? Let's just say the name. Who is it?
For Usyk?
Yeah.
Maybe for Usyk?
Who's the fight? If you could only choose one guy to fight
Moses
Usyk.
Itama.
Yes!
It's Itama.
Yes, Itama. So why are we
I feel like
pretending?
is that too soon, though?
Well, Usyk
that
is saying
too
he doesn't
soon?
want to wreck Itama. I'm not
Chucking you, she was saying. That's what made me laugh. But yeah, I don't know. Look, Usyk's boxed, you know, Dubois twice, Fury twice, AJ twice. I don't think he's scared to box anybody. Do you know what I mean? But it might be a case if he thinks, is it worth it? You know, is it worth?
Frank Warren just dropped a bombshell. Moses Itama versus Alexander Usyk is happening. And after watching Itama destroy Itama Franklin, the entire heavyweight division is about to get turned upside down.
And the reason I think that he'll do that, Alexander Usyk, is because Usyk is that guy he'll want to go down as not just one of the greatest to ever do it, but the greatest to ever do it. And I think that by beating the young kid that everybody's talking about as being the next king of this new generation, by doing that, if he beats Moses Itama, you know, his record is unprecedented, isn't it?
Warren isn't just talking either. He's ready to make this fight right now. A 20-year-old prospect against the undisputed heavyweight king. Most people would call that insane. Warren calls it exactly what boxing needs.
I'm sure that Usyk will want to fight Moses if he's 40 already. So maybe the clock is ticking. The clock is clicking. The clock is ticking for Moses to fight Usyk before he's 40. Maybe as well, he won't want to ruin his legacy, but maybe if Turki Al-Sheikh wants to see the fight, put up enough money, maybe he will fight him, and maybe the legacy will be ruined. But maybe if he fights him before he's 40,
Here's what's wild about Itama. He's not your typical heavyweight prospect grinding through JJ. This kid moves like a middleweight but hits like a truck. Franklin found out the hard way when he got stopped cold.
Fighters are holding too much value to fight a young guy like me, because obviously it could be a career-ending loss. But then obviously the guys who's got the belts, Fabio Wardley and Usyk, I mean, they've earned the right to do whatever they want, and I guess
But wait, it gets crazier. Itoma himself is questioning whether Usyk could have finished Dillian White that fast. That's not just confidence talking. That's a young lion who genuinely believes he's ready for the throne.
The thing that I worry about with Moses is the size. But ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Alexander Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Alexander Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think.
Now here's where the boxing politics get messy. Max Kellerman thinks Usyk should stop protecting his reputation and start taking risks. Champions are supposed to fight dangerous opponents, not duck them. But is a 20-year-old really that dangerous?
The block, Moses Itama, who looks absolutely extraordinary, and for me he ticks all the boxes. I like his attitude, I like his style, southpaw, hard-hitting, moves so well. He's going to be very, very difficult to sort of deter. So it's an interesting one because, yeah, is this too soon for Moses, or is this just the right fight at the right?
Ben Davison disagrees completely. He's asking the real question everyone's avoiding. Why would Usyk risk everything against an explosive young fighter when he's already proven himself against the best? It's about legacy protection, not fear.
Potentially another rising heavyweight that can dominate the division. Why spoil it? You just think, you know what, sometimes you've got to lose a battle to win a war. So I'd be a bit smart, and I'm not saying he gets turned over by Usyk because you don't know how good this kid is. What I'm saying is I just won't do it. It's not a risk because he's the future. Usyk's at the stage where he's probably 1 or 2 fights ready to walk away. Moses is 20 years old, so he's the guy that will actually...
Spencer Oliver drops the truth bomb, though. Beating the sport's next big star would cement Itoma's greatness forever. Think about it. If Itoma becomes the next heavyweight king, Usyk beating him now looks incredible in hindsight.
Moses is one of the best young fighters boxing has seen in years, and I'm not just saying that based on a result over Dillian. I hope you understand that when I look at a fighter, I'm looking at things that others don't see. I'm not looking at the hype. I'm looking at what he does in the ring, how he does it, his skill set. You know, I'm looking at that because that's the important stuff. And right now, to me, he's shown probably.
But here's the kicker. Gareth Davies says timing is everything. Usyk isn't getting younger, and these opportunities don't wait forever. The urgency might actually be on Usyk's side, not Itoma's.
He's a fighter, he's a winner, he's got plenty of ambition, and he truly believes that he can go in there and beat any man in the world right now, and that includes Alexander Usyk. Do I personally think it's too soon? Yes, I do. Usyk's he's a different breed, he's a different fighter. Yes, he's getting older.
Even Itoma admits the reality. He knows champions have earned the right to pick their fights. One loss changes everything at that level, but listen to how he talks about belonging there. This isn't fake confidence. He genuinely believes he wins.
On the line, then you're looking at an absolute wrecking ball. Then he would beat everybody put in front of him. But nobody's going to...
Tony Bellew brings up the size difference, then immediately dismisses it. Usyk already proved skill beats size against bigger heavyweights. And Bellew calls Itoma one of the most exciting future stars in boxing. That's serious praise.
So I've got your secret, I get it now. I see him on the bag with his top off, like hitting the bag and everything. I'm a thick guy anyway, but you know what? I just think you've got to invest in yourself as naturally as possible. You've got to make the best out of what God's given you, what you got left in life. And so I thought, I'm trying. So I've been on Zapply for about a couple of weeks now, and it's wicked. It is really good. It's good stuff.
Multiple experts are saying the same thing. Russ Anber calls him the best young talent he's seen in years, not based on hype, but on technical ability and fight IQ. That's what makes this matchup so fascinating. Dave Coldwell sums it up perfectly. Itoma believes he can beat anyone, including Usyk, but professionally it might still be too early. Even if age is catching up to Usyk, he's still the #1 heavyweight in the world. So here's the reality check. This fight represents everything crazy about modern boxing. A 20-year-old prospect who looks like a future champion facing a proven legend who might be slowing down. The question isn't whether Itoma deserves it. The question is whether Usyk takes the risk. What do you think happens if they actually make this fight? Drop your prediction in the comments. Smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, and subscribe because heavyweight boxing is about to get absolutely wild.